How's everyone doing today? I'm doing awesome. You can call me Fireweed or Maxwell, and I am here to tell you guys about the time that I almost had my arm broken by a drunk person. So this happened last summer, and I believe, 14. I think I'm pretty sure I was 14. So we were part of a country club. We still are now, and they have a Fourth of July party. And at this party, they invite the families that are part of the country club to the country club, and they serve food, and later in the night they shoot fireworks off, and they have a band, just a little chill little place. So when we went there, there was five of my good buddies that were there. We were trying to plan something later at night, and we ended up going to my house after. So after the fireworks happened and dinner and all that, our parents took me and my twin, us two, plus our five friends to my house. While we get to our house, we're talking about who's staying and all that, like on the car ride home. And three of my buddies could stay, and two of them had to go home. So we were planning out when they should come and all that. So I believe the dad was gonna come at like, I think 12. I think it was like 11. I'm pretty sure because fireworks at like 10:30, something like that. So when we get home, we're walking up the driveway, me and my buddies, and we see my mom in front of us, and she drank a little bit. And while walking up, she sort of falls, but then kind of rolls into the bushes. And we were laughing because, like, it's funny to see drunk people fall. And my buddy runs up and helps her out of the bushes. So this was a sign to my dad that she should go to bed, and he'll go to bed with her just to make sure she doesn't get up and all that stuff. Make sure she's in a confined, safe area. So when we get home inside my room, we're just hanging out watching TV. And my cousin, who was at the fireworks with us, and my brother, and my oldest brother, his girlfriend was there. And they came and they were drinking. So they were hanging out on the front porch, and my dad told them before he went to bed that he didn't want them drinking when the dad came to pick them up. So before the dad came, those three people walked inside, and they're inside of a kitchen. And while inside the kitchen, they drank some more and just hung out. So they left and moved to our living room, and they're watching TV. So while inside my room, someone gets hungry. So being the host, I go out in the kitchen to make some food. So I get a big pan, and like one of those big pans you cook like lobster in, and get water in there, and was gonna plan to make about 6 packs of ramen. So while it's boiling, my cousin comes in, just him, and but when he comes in, my buddy follows right behind him, and my cousin was drunk, like really drunk, and he was hanging out, like playing slaps with us, like trying to like fool around, like saying like who like we're dating now, like just having funny drunk conversation. So finally, when the water boils, me and my buddy go over to it, and we're picking this thing up because it was those big pans. It was filled probably about halfway with water, and I couldn't have taken them down myself. So my cousin comes over, and kind of pushes it aside, and he's a big guy, so he took care of it. So he picks it up, walks over to the sink. Inside the sink was the strainer. He is placing the pan over the strainer, about to pour it, and apparently goes 2 steps to the right over to the counter and pours this pan of ramen in boiling water on the counter. The, he poured probably about 6 ramen pack worth of water and ramen onto the counter, and it splashed all over his chest and forearms, burning him, and got it on our floor, on my kitchen floor. So he's laughing, and we're laughing too, because like this is the funniest thing you've seen all night. So he looks at us, looks at the food, picks up the food with his bare hand, and puts it in a bowl, gives us the bowl, looks at us, smiles, and walks out. So when that happened, me and my buddy clean up the water on the ground, clean up the mess on the counter. So we get all the food, get it like seasoned and all that stuff, and take it back to my room for all of us to enjoy. When we're inside of our room, we get kind of bored of just watching TV. So we go inside of my kitchen and we are greeted by my cousin and my brother. So inside of there, they are hanging out, talking, and just like joking around with each other. And my cousin is like looks at a kid like does this like 1,000 yard stare at one of my buddies, and it kind of goes silent because like he's just staring at him. And I was like, "Hey man, you all right?" Like directed at my cousin. My cousin stands up and walks over to my buddy and grabs my buddy's hand and starts bending it backwards. And this is where me and my older brother saw us and we're like, oh shit, because my cousin's like 20 and he's pretty built too, so he had a lot more strength than this kid. And we run over, me and my older brother, and rip my cousin from my buddy. And we're like, all right, maybe we can just settle him down in the kitchen. We'll just have a normal conversation, and it'll be good. We're having this normal conversation, and I'm sitting next to my cousin, and he's like, "Hey man, like, want to play slaps or something?" I was like, "Sure, man," because I think I'd win. It'd be funny to watch him. So I started doing it, and he keeps losing. And when he's losing, he gets a little heated. So this is on the last time we do it. I slap his hands and I start laughing. He grabs my hand, bends up behind my back, and pins my face against the counter. And he's like, "All right, your buddy's got to help you get out of this." And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe he's just gonna let me go, or like say like answer this question or some like friendly brotherly slash cousin like fooling around." So he starts to bend my arm up, and I'm like, "All right." Like, I was like, "Hey man, that kind of hurts. Like, don't do that." Keeps bending it, keeps bending it, and keeps bending it. So my arm's getting pretty high up on my back, and like I literally can feel like where it's gonna like the point of where it's gonna like snap, and it's pretty close until my cousin looks at my buddy and starts like, "Hey man, you gotta help him out." So my three buddies run over and like pry this guy's like iron grip off me and sort of like push him aside. So my cousin starts running around trying to break people's arms inside my house. My brother, older brother, grabs him and sits him down. So while there, my brother's girlfriend comes in. She looks at my cousin, runs full speed, jumps on his back, and puts him in a chokehold. So he starts freaking out and starts like trying to fling her off him. He's like hitting the wall, hitting the table, like going everywhere. So she finally gets off, and then my brother was like, "All right, we gotta separate these two, make everything die down." So we ended up separating everyone, and me and my buddies went back to my room. And we're all laying in my room, and we probably went at like, I believe it was 12, and we all fell asleep. And I was laying on the ground so I could see underneath my bed to the door. And it's probably like 1:30, I think. I look at the door because I hear something. I hear the door open. I'm like, all right, maybe it's my brother or some kid had to go to the bathroom. And I just see a person's feet. All right, it's a little weird. So I lean up. I look over, and it's my cousin. My cousin that tried to break my arm like an hour and a half ago or hours ago. And I see, I'm like, all right, this is about to be bad. He's about to come in here, guns blazing, like doing whatever, because like he's drunk, because he doesn't know any better. So we are just staring at each other. And I stand up, like about to push him out, like shut the door, like make sure he doesn't get in. And before I do that, my older brother that was in the kitchen with us before runs over, grabs him, and shoves him down. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna keep you guys separate. Make sure like keep his little drunk too, so he's kind of like slurring his words. He's like, keep you guys separate, and everything will be good." So that was the end of that night, and that is really all that happened. So nothing really bad happened because I didn't get my arm broken, my buddy didn't break his wrist, and nobody was hurt severely. My cousin had a few burns, and I just had a sore arm. And that was the time that I almost had my arm broken by a drunk person. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you had a similar experience or you have an idea for a topic or type of video, comment below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, subscribe to my channel and you'll be updated and notified about future videos and videos similar to this. Finally, thank you all for listening. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless. Peace out.